Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video I wanted to make a little review of the 2014 Audi A3 e-tron. So this car was also facelifted I think in 2017, and we are here on a ivory white with 17 inches rims. So this car has two engines. It has an electric engine of 80 kilowatt, 102 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. For the fuel engine, it has 110 kilowatt, it has 150 horsepower with 250 pound-feet of torque. It is a 1.4 TSI four-cylinders engine. And when the two engines are combined, you have 150 kilowatt, 204 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This car weighs 1.6 tons. It's 300 kilos more than the normal A3. For the boot, for the trunk volume, it came down from 380 liters to 280 liters. For the fuel capacity, it went from 50 liters of capacity to 40 liters of fuel capacity. And in terms of electricity of the batteries, it has an 8.8 kilowatt hour battery capacity. The 0 to 100 kilometers in this car for the full EV mode, it is around 12 seconds. For the fuel engine, it's around 9.5 seconds, and when both engines are on, it's around 7.6 seconds. Now this car was around $42,000, which was $2,000 more than the Golf GTE. But in the difference that the Golf GTE had more options by default than the Audi A3 e-tron. Then this car can be quite expensive if you start to add some options. So how can you recognize this car? Well, actually it's quite easy, because this car is the only A3 which has this this bumper, this I forgot how to say it in English, this this grill. It's its background is black, and the front you've got this chrome like, and you've got here also this special space that is reserved to plug the car. So you have some details which are very nice on this car. You can also recognize it from the 2017, so the facelift version. The lights are the same than a normal A3, but it has also some LEDs on the side on the facelift version. So this is for the front. I think that it has very good, very nice lines. I really love those LED lights, and those rims, 18-inch rims, are also quite nice. It has also the S-line package, but this is more, I think, in the front. Now for the rear, what do you have? You can recognize this car because it does not have any exhaust pipes that are shown in this one. I think that standard A3s you can see them, but here, just like that, you don't see them. You just have those special chrome thingy that you will see from behind. Now, what do we have in terms of trunk space? So in terms of trunk space, you have 280 liters, and as you can see, you've got enough space. You cannot put too many things, but it's okay. Of course, you've got the home charger that is here, that takes some space, so well, you are not obliged to keep it with you. And you also have the industrial plug that is here, the cable, It allows you to charge a car in 2 hours with this on industrial plugs, 16 amps, and for the home charger with an 8 amps domestic socket, you can charge it in around 4 hours. And here you can have, you know, the space to put, you know, to change the wheels if you have a problem. And I think that here in the back you've got the batteries that are here. So now let's see what do we have in terms of total space if we put the seats down. I'm just going to open the car, and if we put everything down, let's see what do we have. So here you've got some space, of course, like this, and you can see here you've got, you know, a nice volume, but it's not too much. Actually, you will have some problems when you have to put some big stuff, because you've got, you know, it's quite narrow from here to here, and also from the roof to the, you know, to the bottom of the trunk, it's not that big. Now also it's not a completely down setup for the seats, which means that here you can be also a little bit, you know, limited, but you can put some stuff, you know, it's okay anyway. Now let's put everything back like before. Hopla. Quite easy in this car. Now in terms of, you know, the habitability in this car in the back, I find it quite nice. So now if I go inside, so the front seat is adjusted for my height, which is 182 centimeters. In this configuration, I'm quite good. I can move my feet a little bit, my knees also, which is, you know, quite enough. You do feel safe in this car, you know, because you don't have a lot of I want to say a lot of glass, you know, your doors are pretty high. This, I really like it. You feel safe, you feel comfortable, and the seats are very nice. So we have some Alcantara with holes, and we've got some leather here. I do love this configuration, although having a full leather setup is very nice to see, but, you know, with extreme temperatures, it's way too hot in summer and way too cold in winter. So at least with the Alcantara, you feel, you know, it's more comfortable. Also, you know, well, more comfortable to touch. And we've got here, you know, those special spaces for the knees and a little thing here to put your stuff inside. We've got also the ventilation here, so you can just control the power of the flow, and you've got this little socket. Now, in terms of doors, here you've got some a bit of soft plastic. You've got here some aluminum, matte aluminum. You've got some Alcantara, some leather, plastic, and plastic. And here you got, of course, the loudspeakers. So actually the back is very nice. What I do love is that actually here is soft plastic, like in the front. In some cars they put hard plastic here and soft plastic in the front. So here actually there will be nothing else to say. It's actually, you know, exactly the same than behind. Now for the seat, we have the S-Line package. So we've got the S-Line seats, which are the same thing that on the back. You are well maintained, you know, with all this. So it's very, you know, you are well seated. You also have the lumbar support, which I do recommend that you take if, you know, if you drive a lot, because otherwise your back might hurt. You can also adjust this part back and forth, and you can also adjust the inclination of the seat, you know, so it can be like this or like this if you want, if I remember well, and you can put it up or down for the seat. You just have to, here for the, you know, to change the inclination, here you've got just this little wheel here in this case. Now, let's go inside. Now, in terms of interior, the car has some, you know, a little bit of space here to put a big bottle. The same from the other side. You've got also the little space here where you have also the multimedia system, which takes some space from this, from this part, which is, well, sad, but I guess it's still okay. You can put some bottles here, and you can put also here some stuff. You've got the USB cable, the Audi music interface, which I'm not using because I'm using Bluetooth most of the times. And it's quite incredible, no, the level of details that you have in this car everywhere. It's very nice to see. It's very comfortable to be seated in and to drive, but to clean, well, this is not that it's not that easy. And you've got, some generous space, less than in the Golf GTE, but I feel safer in this one. Now, what do we have? We have also some soft plastic, and of course some buttons with hard plastic in this one. And we've got a black, what I do love is a completely black sky. So everything is black in this car. From the facelift version, there are some differences. In this case, in this car, in the first model, you can change this, which allows you to have more diffuse or less diffuse air flow. You also have this, which is bigger in this one, which is smaller in the facelift version. And we've got, well, some options that we will talk about. Now let's turn on the car. So one of the things that I have changed in this car, with the OBD 11 application, is to have the needles doing the full sweep. It's useless, but I just love it. Now, in terms of option, this car has the almost all the options except no open roof, no ambient lights that goes everywhere. It's just going here. It has the B&O sound system, which is great. It has the drive select, which is kinda useless in this car. We will see why. We have the ACC, we have the lane assist, we have the hold assist here, and what we don't have is the automatic parking system. We don't have the side assist, and I think that we are missing also some radars around the car, so it's not a full 360 radar sweep, unfortunately. But well, you can live without it anyway. Now let's start with the sound system. So this car has the how do you call it? Multimedia navigation MMI Touch Plus, something like this. So as you can see, I've got the options to watch movies. I have also unlocked this to be able to play while driving, which is great when you have people in the car and doing some long trips. You go also with the SD card. So all this is in the SD card. You have the video that you have seen before, and you also have got the music where you can have your music from here instead of the Bluetooth, for example. Now for the sound system, if I can show you, you've got different sources. You've got the jukebox, where you can copy music to your car, the SD card, the DVD player, the Audi music interface, which I'm not using, the Bluetooth, and the wireless LAN, which I'm not using. In terms of sound quality, you've got some sound settings quite nice. You've got the with the B&O sound system, you've got the subwoofer and the standard bass, treble, balance, fader. This is my settings, when I'm listening to rap, hip hop, and these kind of things. You've got the dynamic volume, where the volume is going to change depending on your speed. And you've got the surround sound, like some kind of a 3D sound, where you don't have the impression that the sound comes from the loudspeaker, but is from all around the car, which is very well done. Now in terms of what do we have, if we go to the car system, and let me see, how do we go now for the car system? This is my configuration that we have. In terms of drive select, the only thing that you can change in the drive select, well, it's affecting only the steering and the adaptive cruise control. Nothing else nothing less and nothing more. Now, in terms of configuration, we've got the charge and e-tron mode, so we can select a timer to charge the car or select the mode that you would like to go in. We've got the EV mode, hybrid auto, hybrid hold, and hybrid charge. The last one does not exist anymore on the facelifted version. Now we've got the e-tron statistics. Like for example, here we have emission free and fuel. And we've got the vehicle settings, which is you have the shortcut for the steering wheel button. I have the traffic sign recognition in this car that I've put with this button. You've got the exterior lighting, the automatic headlight, or you can have activation time, medium, early, or late. I've put medium, which is enough. The main beam assist. So this is important because this is activated. But if I would like to have the car have the main beam automatically, I still have to activate the function with this by pushing it. So you will see here the main beam symbol with an A, meaning that now it's automatic. You have to do this every time you start the car if you think that you will need this, every time at night, for example. And you've got the Audi adaptive light, which is, the side lights. When you have your steering wheel on the left or the right, or the turn signals on. Lights when leaving the car, when locking the car, the daytime running lights. This is an option that I have put with the OBD 11 app, which allows you to activate or deactivate the white front DRL. And you've got lights for driving on the left, which is not the case here. We've got some background lighting, which is the ambience light, which is only the lights from the loudspeakers in this car because it doesn't have the option. We've got the central locking to open the windows from the front only, rear only, or both. You can unlock the doors from the driver's side only if you want, or from the 4 doors. And you've got the possibility to fold the mirrors automatically when you close the car. And you can have the lock when driving, so this is when you go faster than 10 kilometers. So the driver assist, we have the manual speed warning because it's not dynamic. It's not linked to the traffic sign recognition for this model. You have the parking aid for the radar, so the volume, the frequency, and to lower the sound volume if you are listening to the music, for example. You got the presense, so it can activate or deactivate it, and to have an early warning if you are going to have an accident. You've got the speed limit display that I want to be shown in the instrument cluster. So this means that if you activate this, you will be able to see it here. If you do not activate it, you will not see it here. You will have to go in the menus here that I will show you after. And then we've got the lane assist, which is the steering input is early with vibration warning. If you put it early, the car can drive itself, almost automatically on the highway. And you have the rest recommendation and the rain sensors. And we've got the auxiliary air conditioning with we can configure, we can turn it on off. You can make a timer. And you can also control it from your application, so you can heat the car or make the car colder when needed. And you've got the AC for the auto recirculation, and you've got the servicing and checks, and this is also where you will find the tire pressure monitoring to reset it if you need. Now this car, that didn't have the the Audi virtual cockpit, so it's still the old system, but you have a very nice display like this, which is quite good. So you can have the different information about your trips. For example, you can also switch from the messages, the SD card, and you can also have the phone and the navigation system, which is quite good also like this. You have the energy flow display on this car, and you can then change also the same settings on the down. You have the rev counter. You've got which is only useful if you drive with the ICE. You've got the digital speedometer, and you've got the assist. So if you ever drive with the ACC and lane assist, you do have to put this in front of you, because sometimes the car might not detect the car in front of you, or it might lose a line. Okay, if it loses only one line, you will not see it here, it will stay green, so you might, well, have an accident. So it's better to have, you know, this one up if you use those settings. You've got the traffic sign recognition, you've got the lap timer. So this is an option that I have put with the OBD 11 app. This was to do my 0 to 100 kilometer video per hour video. And you have the oil temperature display. You have the reduced display if you like to show almost nothing, and that's it for here. Now, what do we still have? I think this is it for this part. You have also here on this car, on the option, you have the seat warmer. The other stuff is quite standard, and I do like, actually the last thing I want to say is that I do like the old system with this. At first, when I wanted to take an Audi, it was, you know, no touch screen, and I was, oh my god, this is so old. It's not, you are such a car that expensive, and you don't have, you know, the touch screen. You could have at least have this wheel plus the touch screen. But well, then suddenly I loved it, because for safety, for road safety, it's just great, because you have here all your main, you have the main shortcuts, you have some options, and you have the wheel, which is, you know, where you can write your destination, or, you know, write a number when you would like to call someone. And it's very practical and it's safe. I really love this. Oh, we have the hold assist. I don't know if I showed you before. So it's very well made for safety. Now, 2 or 3 things that I will still show you, because I guess that we have finished. We just have here the radar. As you can see, it's not a 360, it's just in front and in the back. I would have liked it because at least it would have been also able to you know, to warn you automatically when you approach an object, because here it's only engaged when I put the rear, or if I press the button. It's not automatic. Now, also the last thing for the gear system, well, you have the bug on this car that I have discovered to have the SEV mode. It's not working on the facelift version. Well, too sad. And that's it. So in terms of comfort, so this is also automatic, you know, when you have some lights going. There's one which is not the case. I think it's this one. This one is not working. It does not affect this mirror for the, you know, if someone blinds you. So in terms of comfort, before I show you the how you say, the engine bay and 2 other options in this car, in terms of comfort, this car is just great. The gearbox is good enough. These seats are very comfortable in my configuration, you know, the S-line seats and with the lumbar support. The noise from outside and also, you know, inside with the, you know, when you drive and everything, it's very comfortable. Although you, even if you don't engage the electric engine, it's really comfortable enough. In terms of habitability, as you can see, it's good enough. You know, there are some roomier cars, but I feel extremely safe and comfortable in this car in terms of comfort and habitability. In terms of power, it's just great, because you have the choice of having 100 horsepower, 150 horsepower, or 204 horsepower, and there is really a big difference between this. It's really great. This makes one of the most powerful Audi A3 recent models, of course, because it seems that for all the others it's only a 150 horsepower. So with the added power of the electric engine, this is just great. In terms of, so I said safety, it's very good. Habitability, well, it's good too. Comfort, it's good. Power, it's good. Now, let's see for the engine bay. I'm going to turn off the car. Now, what I've done also, I'm going to show you. I have configured the car so as soon as I close the door, it closes the car automatically. This, I really love it, because this car, what it does actually, when you leave this car, the engine shuts off completely. Then I just have to, you know, open my door and close it, and actually I don't have to do anything. The car turns off and closes off automatically, which is great. Now I'm going to show you the engine bay. Now for the engine bay, up. So you have the usual stuff that makes you recognize an electric car or a hybrid car, you know, with this big thingy. I think this is the electric motor. You've got the special coolant for the electric engine. You have a little lock here because Audi told me that this is, you know, it's a special maintenance procedure. You cannot just add like in this one, which is the standard fluid. You've got the nice e-tron, and you've got here the charging port here that you have. Now for the last thing, it was for the turn signals that have also changed in this car, because why not? So you like it or you don't like it, this for sure. It's because this car didn't have the dynamic turn signal, so there was an option to make, you know, kinda dynamic, and I do find it, you know, quite distinctive. So that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this review, and if you have some questions, just feel free to post them in the in the comment section, and otherwise to watch the other videos if you got some, you know, specific things like 0 to 100 and everything. See you next time. Bye bye.